What is going on, everyone? We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are...
HellaDepraved.
Yes, we are.
And super excited. I'm surprised that it is Armin Meiwes, I think, from SKYND, only because I had seen some footage from one of their concerts where their unreleased Gacy was being played. So I had expected that to be the next one. However, SKYND does tend to keep one or two in the back burner. So for anybody who doesn't know who Armin Meiwes is, he was a German computer guy that went onto the internet and found a willing victim to be cannibalized. And that victim just had their set fantasy, and once the fantasy, which involved having his reproductive organs eaten, like literally, not sexually, had taken place, then the rest of him was a feast for Armin, and that was the deal. So kind of an interesting... Yeah, this does happen, by the way. People are going to be like, no way. There have been cases out of Canada where this has happened.
I guess where I may be confused is they do a lot of focus on... Well, SKYND specifically does a lot of focus on true crime.
Right.
And while that is definitely an interesting story... I wouldn't agree that it's necessarily true crime if he's a willing participant in something.
Yeah, no, it's
from the technical aspect, it's illegal, and I get it.
And it got a lot of coverage because of how unusual the concept is.
Right.
Which I find kind of strange. I'm sure in Canada where this other event took place, it got a lot of coverage because that one was actually a serial killer finding not so willing victims, but also putting himself on the internet looking for willing victims. That's how they ended up finding this whole network. But this one got a lot of screen time, is basically what propelled it into the heights. And it was actually like a huge debate. I think the original sentence, he got manslaughter. Because nobody could agree if it was murder or not, but even euthanasia is not legal most places. So I don't know. And I can't remember the nitty-gritty of this one. There was something that I seem to remember that I could be inaccurate about, but I think that once it got to the point of having the amputation done and everything, his victim backed out. Like, it was recorded or something, like he wanted to be taken to the hospital versus, you know, I just can't remember. But those are the basics, y'all. Interesting little premise there. Love right. SKYND, though.
All right, so, no video. Again, SKYND, I believe, is signed with a major label.
We do get blocked, and they don't normally have... much of a video anyway. It's more of a visualizer. Because...
They're doing things all weird now. Yeah, WMG.
Yeah, they're WMG. Yeah.
WMG's definitely a no-go on videos. Yeah. All right. So, we're going to react to this. If you guys have already seen it, if not, click the link in the description below. Hopping over to All Things Coming Back, which is our commentary, reaction, breakdown, comedy channel. And what that means is we will pause for any and or all of the above.
Sure.
It's time to break it down. This is SKYND with Armin Meiwes. Let's get it.
It could be, it's German, so it could be something different.
To
I was confused at first because the first time I heard her saying that in the beginning of the song, I thought she was saying, "Let him be fed or me."
Right.
And I was like, "What?" And she's saying, "Let him be fat or lean."
Right.
And then I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
I mean, I think it's that. There's a nursery rhyme that says, "Let him be fat or lean." And I can't remember it right now. But they normally use a lot of the lyrics that are in the type-ups of the true crime. So Waiting for This All My Life was one of the things I believe... I want to say that it was the volunteer said. But, the fulfilling his appetite obviously leads into not just the appetite for food, but violent sex. I mean, it's all kind of wrapped up in one. I do love that she's using closer to her normal voice more often, just because I enjoy it so much. Like, I understand the whole principle behind the modulator for the different aspects of the human being, the demon in you, whatever. But I do enjoy hearing her voice.
Do you think that there is a possibility in all these videos that SKYND does, the SKYND is playing like Death, who's in the room watching what's happening without the people there that's not there knowing she's there?
Yeah, she's said before that she has a couple different aspects in the room. And it's like the demonic part of the thought processes, but like some of it feels a lot like Death or somebody, an uncaring sort of observer. She's got some interesting stuff. Now, the part that I was cracking up about, because this isn't one of those songs that you normally want to just find yourself laughing at, was that she was very specific in saying, pour the red wine. Which, of course, you want red wine because it's red meat.
Right.
Yeah. So, but this is something that goes along with cannibalism. Not many of them don't have some sort of recipe dining fantasy to go along with it, which, I don't know. That's never been something that I've focused on personally.
Right.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
It was like, how about... No. Okay, so they did actually have an idea for the music video here. It's not just a visualizer. She's got her own little, like, fucked up cooking show going on, which is great for the context. The whole part about it was too tough and feed it to the dogs was, I believe, some of the original stuff that the victim had chosen. Like, he realized that it actually needed to be treated like the tougher parts of a roast. So, you know, he had to scrap his original thought on how to eat it. So the pepper and the salt and the meat grinder and stuff is kind of a nice touch, because that's what happened. And also, you know, she keeps repeating, if it's your will to end your life, like, I want to keep you with me forever. And that's pretty much the entire premise that this worked off of. So, very macabre, but very interesting from both sides. And if I remember correctly, it was some sort of OD to actually kill him before, you know, the final cut was made.
Right.
That end part, she's just listing not only different cuts of meat, but like different goulash, different meat heavy recipes. I felt like we were in what is the Sweeney Todd, but what is the lady that makes the meat pies? Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
I felt like we were in her, Mrs. Lovett, in her pie shop at the end there.
Yeah. All right. Good song. Boring subject for me.
Okay.
SKYND always sounds fantastic. I just, in terms of true crime, I don't find cannibalism fucked up enough. Reason being, in a lot of cultures... No, listen.
No, I know, but it was... that phrase is not something you normally...
I'm not a normal person.
No, I know.
Reason being is because culturally, there are a lot of other cultures that it's accepted. People practice it.
It's actually very spiritual and a high sign of respect.
Right. And I'm usually taken out interest-wise when any of the true crime shows come on where they start talking about cannibalism.
Okay.
Unless it's on a mass scale.
Yeah. I think my thing is, I don't think it's okay to just vilify across the board, because culturally, like we said, several places,
and
it's high respect.
And a part of my problem with this too, whether or not the guy remained willing after it had started,
Right,
he was at some point
willing. Right.
which is what led to all this. This is literally something that dude 100%
signed up for.
Could have avoided.
Right.
100%. Right. And I'm one of those people, I rarely will ever victim blame on anything except for something like this.
That actually kind of had a contract with it. So yeah, like, I will never victim blame. And again, I pointed out that I believe he said that he wanted to go to the hospital. But on the flip side, you're correct that he probably could have avoided the entire situation. Now, I really love this. Again, SKYND, they always sound amazing. They always come up with these great concepts of how to make it a song. And parts that, I mean, just the vocalizations alone, right. Like, what part do you decide is going to sound like this and what part is going to sound like that? And, you know, when are you just going to list your recipes versus, like, just the way that they put it together is always so well done. I love this one. It will go on my Halloween playlist. I also think the kind of whole conceptual cannibalism thing, making it into food, goes along with Halloween. But what I was going to say is, for some reason, and it could be because he was a serial killer, also absolutely none of his victims signed up for it. The guy that was operating in Canada a while ago that had,
right.
I think originally they started with 3 that they knew of, and it turned out that there were more than that. He was more interesting to me.
Right.
Just on a, you are so fucked up scale.
Right.
Because again, I don't, this is not part of the practices where it's actually a sign of reverence. But the whole concept is to keep you with me forever. So he had contact with this person. They did exchange emails, knew about each other's kind of fantasies. But culturally, when it's done, it's normally to keep the elders within a tribe, within the next generation of elders. And that's what it was seen as. They were being taken into the living to keep them with the living in, great respect.
Now, I would like to say, for those of you that joined in our last SKYND reaction, the Chris Watts song reaction, shortly after we listened to that, I accidentally turned on the Netflix documentary for the exact same case.
Which came out, like, right around the same time as the music.
Right.
Yeah.
And what made it funny was, I didn't even know that's what I was clicking into. I was just like, here's a documentary I don't think we've seen. It doesn't ring a bell. I went into it. And then all of a sudden, I turned it on to go to bed to 2.5 hours later. Yeah. I was like, she's going to have to watch this.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just video and...
It's like home video put together, yeah.
Of the entire case, and...
He didn't sleep, obviously.
I didn't sleep. It was a really, really good documentary. Depressing as fuck.
Right.
But,
yeah, so that was, again, I really loved it. I can't wait for more. I'm always so greedy with their tracks because they don't drop them that often.
Don't do enough. Do more. Right. If you need help finding inspiration.
They don't.
We can point you to all of
them.
All of the things.
Yeah, they don't.
There's a lot of things.
And like I said, they always have at least a couple in reserve, sometimes not released until they release their volumes. But, again, never enough.
Right. All right, so if you guys liked the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, comment down below. What did you think of SKYND with Armin Meiwes? Yeah. Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
We love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see you depraved people later.